Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my Week 5 discussion board for MPA 530. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about the 5-year Capital Improvement Program, or CIP, for the city of Rancho Cucamonga, which is the agency that I selected. Also, I'll do a brief organizational overview. I'll then jump into the CIP review. And then I'll get into a project highlight. So just real quick on the city overview, I know I did this in my last video too as well, but for those of you that didn't see the last video, the city of Rancho Cucamonga is located in the Inland Empire in Southern California. It was established in 1977, has a population of just under 175,000, and it's 40 square miles with 6 council districts, and it's in the San Bernardino County. So looking at the 5-year CIP document itself, it's a very clean document, a lot cleaner than the other 5-year CIP budgets that I've in my agency that I've worked for in the past. It has a very nice clean index sheet which lists all the projects. On that sheet, it gives the basic pertinent information of the project along with the 5-year budgets for that specific project. It also provides a page number which correlates to the project sheets that specific project is located on, so it makes it very easy to navigate to as well. On the project sheets themselves, it provides all the project description, provides which council goal it's achieving. It also provides some justification of the project. It also provides 5-year cost estimates for the project and also how the project will impact the operational budget in the future. So overall, I think it's a very nice, detailed document. So the project that I selected from the 5-year CIP is the Etijuana Grade Separation Project. This is a project that is anticipated to build about 1,000-foot long 4-lane roadway that crosses over some railroad infrastructure. It also includes a pedestrian and bicycle path, and then new access roads to the local businesses in the area too as well. The goal of the project is to improve the safety and traffic circulation by eliminating the railroad crossing at that location, which is that location is expected to see some significant increase in vehicle traffic here over by 2040. The current cost estimate of the project is about $130 million. So the current funding for the project is through grants. Right now they have secured just over $75 million through the Trade Corridor Enhancement Program grant through SB1. And it looks like they are anticipating being awarded the remaining $55 million through other grant opportunities, and unfortunately it doesn't specify which grants that they applied for, but it looks like they are anticipating to be awarded this year, considering all of the funding is budgeted for this fiscal year to be built. The alternative funding options that the city could pursue, if for whatever reason the grant funding didn't go through, is a general obligation bond. And the advantages of going with the general obligation bond is that the general obligation bond has lower interest rates so that the city could secure funding at a reduced cost than some alternatives. It's a fairly safe investment for investors, so that could be appealing to investors. And if they had money left over and they had the language in the bond in the bond document for the voters, they could potentially use additional extra money for other projects. Some disadvantages of the general obligation bond is that it is backed by the general fund. If the economy took a dive and for whatever reason the city defaulted on this loan, then it would have to be paid by the general fund, which at the end of the day is tax dollars from the residents of the city. There will be competition with other investment options for investors. So because the return on investment on government bonds is not as lucrative, if you can say, as other investment options. There could be a potential of struggling to sell the bonds. And then also one thing that wasn't in our book, but just some experiences that I've ran into, is that getting a general obligation bond obviously needs to go to the voters, and to get it on the ballot can be an extremely long process. It can be a costly process because it does take time from legal and consultants, and to go through that whole entire process just to be rejected at the ballot would be not good financially. It would not be a good financial investment for the city. So that could be a disadvantage of general obligation bond too as well. The other funding option, long-term funding options like revenue bonds, wouldn't work in this case because there's really no revenue being brought in by this project unless you added a toll of some sort, which the city is not going to do. So really having a revenue bond or a double barrel bond would not work for this particular project for acquiring long-term debt. So thank you very much for watching my presentation. I look forward to watching some of yours.